All young men should watch Tony's cheating stories. I'm going to link this video in the description box below. Gotta watch this channel. If you're a young man, hell, even an older man, because most men are simps. Let's keep it a buck. Most men worldwide are simps. Period. U.S., China, Italy, South Africa, it don't matter. Simps. Look at the stories. You need to watch this. A lot of these stories are common. A lot of the problems centered around, I'm going to tell you, three main things. Money and status. I'm going to link those together. You're boring. And she slept around before you met her.
Yeah, fuck.
Beat it up right dance right there.
Jimmy one leg.
Those are the three main problems that reoccur in these stories. And the reason why I want you to watch these stories is so that you can learn and not make the same mistakes that these guys made and keep yourself out of that situation. So let's check this one out. I'm going to stop it every now and then. Drop a little game on you. So let's rock and roll.
Another crazy story is among us. Cheating wife mocked my salary until her lover's bankrupt business exposed her lies. The truth hit me one night at Roman.
The first time she did that, you should have bounced. She doesn't respect you. You can't come back from that. You cannot fix that. You have to take the L.
One of those overpriced Italian restaurants where they serve wine that costs more than my first car. My wife sat across from me, perfectly manicured nails, tapping away at her phone screen. She excused herself to take a call, leaving her phone face up on the table. A text notification popped up. Hey, gorgeous, are you available tomorrow night? I'd spent 5 years telling myself I was paranoid. 5 years ignoring the signs that something wasn't right. But sometimes, the smallest moment can shatter everything you've convinced yourself to believe. We met through mutual friends at an industry mixer in 2019. She worked in luxury real estate, while I managed operations for a regional distribution company. The attraction was immediate.
Listen to this very carefully. She's a higher status than he is. And she's going to tell him what the problem is. He's not going to act on it. So some of this is his own fault.
Where they serve wine that costs more than my first car. My wife sat across from me, perfectly manicured nails, tapping away at her phone screen. She excused herself to take a call, leaving her phone face up on the table. A text notification popped up. Hey, gorgeous, are you available tomorrow night? I'd spent 5 years telling myself I was paranoid. 5 years ignoring the signs that something wasn't right. But sometimes, the smallest moment can shatter everything you've convinced yourself to believe. We met through mutual friends at an industry mixer in 2019. She worked in luxury real estate, while I managed operations for a regional distribution company. The attraction was immediate. Her confidence, her drive, her ability to command attention in any room. Within a year, we moved in together. The wedding was a year after. Looking back, the warning signs started appearing about a year into our marriage. Small comments about my career choices became more frequent. You could be making twice as much if you went into sales. Why don't you apply for that management position at Marcus's firm?
Now, I'm going to put this on him somewhat. She's trying to get you to step your game up, to compete with the men that she's coming in contact with. This problem is he's dealing with a woman that's coming in contact with men that make big bank. And if you're not in the arena that they are in, she's going to be looking like, damn, I could be one of these guys, but I'm stuck with him. And you can look at it another way. Well, I'm not changing myself into a woman. So if you want money, if you want a man to make a lot more money, the street is right over there. Hit the road, Jack. Jacqueline.
My client's husband just became regional director. The salary comparison started subtly. She'd leave her laptop open to job listings with six-figure salaries, forward emails about executive positions, drop hints about her colleagues' spouses' careers.
See, I'm going to put more on him, man. If you're not competing with the top dogs, you're going to get smoked.
You either smoke or you get smoked.
So she's out there with guys that's making that money, and he's might be doing a little bit okay. But if you want to hang on to that, you got to step your game up. Or any woman that's in that arena, or that socializes with men in that arena. She works at a doctor's office. He's making a lot of money. Whatever, wherever she's coming in contact with a bunch of men that make a lot of money, and she's giving him the opportunity to step up. He did not take that. So, depends on how you want to look at it. Me, I believe in competing with the top dog man. But don't do it for no woman. But she's trying to help you. Like I said, I'm a little iffy on that. Because, on one hand, I'm not going to change for no woman. On the other hand, if you're not competing and she's around men that's competing on that level, then you're going to get smoked. And she did. She's trying to help him get there, but he doesn't want it. So, like I said, he's going to have to wear some of that, in my opinion.
My $85,000 salary seemed to shrink in her eyes with each passing month. Then came the late nights at property showings, the weekend client meetings, the sudden out-of-town appointments that couldn't be rescheduled. I buried myself in work, took on extra shifts, anything to ignore the growing distance between us. Last month.
So he knew something was wrong, and he didn't act on it. This is where you got to beat your chest. You know something's wrong, you have to act on it. You cannot ignore that. He loved her more than he loved himself. This is something I keep talking about. You cannot love a woman more than you love yourself. You want to hang on to that. Even though she already let you know, if you don't step up and compete with these men up here, I'm out of here. She's been telling him that. He didn't listen. So that's how he got here.
Month, something changed. She became careless. The secret phone calls in the bathroom turned into long walks outside. The password on her phone changed weekly. Credit card statements showed dinner charges at restaurants I'd never been to. I hired a private investigator.
A lot of these stories, guys say her password changed. She kept changing her password on the phone. How do you know that? If you agree that you both going to have each other's passwords for your phone, and she changes hers and she don't want you to know what it is, she's fucking. It's just that simple.
Not my proudest moment, but I needed to know. The report landed in my email 3 days ago. Photos, text messages, and video. Everything laid out in sterile, undeniable detail. Her lover owned a string of high-end boutiques. They met when she was showing properties in the shopping district. He promised exclusive retail opportunities, guaranteed investment returns, prime storefront locations. She invested our savings, $200,000, without telling me his businesses were failing.
Now that was for some chin check need to be done right there. Like, what are you doing with our money? But he did right. He took action. Got him a private investigator.
Drowning in debt and unpaid loans, with 3 locations already shuttered. The restaurant bathroom door opened, and she returned to our table, still on the phone. "No, honey, he has no idea," she laughed, not noticing I could hear every word. "Just a warehouse manager who thinks he's made it. You should hear him brag about his promotion." I sat there, letting the words wash over me. The woman across from me wearing the ring I'd saved 3 months to buy, mocking my career to her lover, while his businesses crumbled around them. The waiter appeared with our entrees. Seafood linguine for her, veal saltimbocca for me. I cut into the meat, each slice precise and deliberate. Tomorrow, I'd call the divorce attorney, whose card had been sitting in my wallet for weeks. But tonight, I'd finish my meal and watch her lie. Sometimes the biggest moments in life happen quietly. No screaming matches, no thrown plates, no dramatic scenes. Just a soft click of realization, like a door closing forever. The days following that dinner unfolded like scenes from someone else's life. I threw myself into gathering evidence, methodically documenting everything. The private investigator's report was just the beginning. Bank statements revealed a pattern. Small withdrawals at first.
Yeah, you're going to trip out on how this ends, man. This shows you the difference between, like I keep telling you, the laws of attraction. If you don't turn her on, you're going to get this.
$500 here, $1,000 there. Then larger sums, always just under the amount that would trigger a notification. That's the way I had it set up. She'd been careful, timing the transfers between my paycheck deposits. Over 8 months, she'd moved nearly $123,000 into a separate account. The boutiques were failing miserably. A quick search showed 3 locations already papered over with "for lease" signs. Suppliers had filed liens. Employees filed complaints about bounced checks. The 4th location, the flagship store, sat half empty with sale signs plastered across its windows. I received an anonymous email.
Check it out. She knows this stuff is failing, and she still gives this dude money.
One Wednesday morning, photos of them together at a beachfront property in Newport, one of her recent listings. More photos at expensive restaurants, hotel lobbies, private clubs. The sender included a simple message. Thought you should know what your wife has been up to. She's been showing him more than just properties. The pieces clicked together. Those late night property showings, the weekend client meetings, the sudden interest in retail space investments. She wasn't just having an affair. She'd gambled our future on her lover's failing business empire. My next steps were calculated. First, the lawyer, a referral from my closest friend.
She didn't care. Let me speed this up a little bit.
Then the accountant, meticulously tracking every dollar she'd moved. I gathered documents, made copies, secured my personal accounts, all while maintaining a perfect facade at home. She never noticed my preparations. Too caught up in her own deceptions, she missed the signs right in front of her. The extra hours I spent at work were actually meetings with financial advisors.
She didn't care because she thought she had something better, so she didn't give a damn.
The new project keeping me busy was really consultation with divorce attorneys. The computer problems I complained about were me backing up evidence of her betrayal. Friday morning, 3 weeks after that dinner at Romano's, I received the final proof. The boutique's bankruptcy filing hit the public records. $5 million in debt, unpaid taxes, defaulted loans. Our savings had vanished into that black hole, along with money from other unsuspecting investors. That evening, she came home late again, full of excuses about a difficult client. I sat at our kitchen island, a stack of documents in front of me, bank statements, property records, photos, the bankruptcy filing. I simply told her we needed to talk. She looked as if she had seen a ghost when she saw the papers. No dramatic denials, no tearful confessions, just silence as reality crashed down around her carefully constructed lies. Then she had the audacity to ask me, how long have I known? I snapped back, long enough to protect myself. The divorce papers were already prepared. My lawyer would serve them Monday morning. I'd secured a small apartment across town, already furnished with the essentials. The movers would come for the rest, while she was at her standing lunch meeting with her now bankrupt lover. You don't understand. His business plan was solid. The market just turned. I simply told her, I don't give a shit. You will understand soon enough. Then she tried to say something, but I held up my hand. Save it for your lawyer. That night, I slept in the guest room for the last time. Through the wall, I could hear her on the phone, voice rising and falling as she tried to salvage something from the wreckage of her choices. But some things, once broken, can't be fixed with words.
Yeah, man. Once she betrays you, that's it, man. You can't fix it. You can't save it. She's damaged goods, man. Period. Never take her back. She don't respect you. If she comes back, it's only because it didn't work out with the other guy that she likes more than she likes you.
Or promises or explanations. The next month passed in a blur of paperwork and proceedings. My lawyer handled everything with quiet efficiency. The evidence was irrefutable. Bank transfers, investment documents, time-stamped photos. She didn't contest anything. My new apartment felt empty at first, but that emptiness was better than living surrounded by lies. I bought a used coffee table, found a decent couch on sale, picked up some basic kitchenware. Small decisions, all mine. No one questioning my choices or suggesting more expensive alternatives. Work became my anchor. I threw myself into a major logistics overhaul project, streamlining our warehouse operations. My boss noticed. You've been different lately, he said one Friday afternoon. Focused, sharp. The next week, he put me in charge of 3 additional distribution centers. The divorce proceedings revealed more than I expected. Her lover's boutiques had burned through millions. Our savings were just a drop in that ocean of debt. Other investors emerged. Friends, colleagues, clients who trusted her real estate expertise. She'd convinced them all to invest in his failing venture. Update 1. 1 month later, the bankruptcy trustee's report landed in my inbox one morning. Her lover's business empire was worse than anyone imagined. His debt increased to $11 million, unpaid vendor bills, lease violations, tax liens. The prestigious shopping district locations had been a facade, propped up by borrowed money and empty promises. She tried reaching out through mutual friends. She's really struggling, they'd say. The business failure wasn't her fault. She was deceived too. But the bank statements told a different story. She'd known about the mounting debts, the bounced checks, the supplier problems. She chose to invest our money anyway.
We're going to leave it right there. You see what I mean? She knew that the business was failing, but she was turned on and she gave that man that money anyway. Because she liked him more than she liked her husband. So there's no way of coming back from that. You can't fix that. She gave him hints off the rip what she was looking for. She wanted a man up here. So why don't you do this and that so you could be up here with these guys? He declined, but she has the right to do so. But know and understand that if you cannot compete with the men that she's surrounded by, she's out of there. Her pergamy's going to kick in. She is out of there. That's what they say. Be the best option she can get. Or be the best option you could be. So that it's less likely she's going to run off because she has everything she needs. But if you can't provide that, and she socialized with women, they got this, they got that. Her husband got her G-Wagon. Her husband did this and that. And all you got is a can of pork and beans. She gone, man. There's another man that comes along that can provide her with that. She's gone. And I'm going to add in there, she probably slept around before he met her.
Yeah, fuck.
Beat it up right dance right there.
Jimmy one leg.
Oh, I love to ride.
That was the best fucking I ever had.
I wouldn't doubt it. Anyways, guys, this is what happens since women are not traditional these days in this country. This is what you're up against. You have a very high percentage rate of failure going around. And I guarantee you, if you check out the cat facts on these chicks, the majority of them have slept around. Anyways, brothers, I'm not going to long stroke it. Do your brother man a favor. If you haven't already, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll see you brothers in the next video. Peace.